Hi everyone, welcome to the Movieception Show. My name is Fariba, and earlier, about a couple hours ago actually, we just got the first new trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Now, of course, if you're not aware about what's really going on right now in the entertainment business, there's a thing called CinemaCon that's currently happening. Actually, tonight was the second to last night, so there's actually one more day left of presentations, but basically this is where studios come in. This is kind of where we have a lot of theaters trying to promote the theater industry, but at the same time, it's also a way to celebrate movies. And a lot of times, whenever there are presentations, I think this is the first year where almost all the studios showed up to CinemaCon, including ones like Amazon, Warner Bros., Disney, Paramount, Universal. They all came in to present some of the movies that they're going to have coming out. Sometimes there could even be full screenings. And of course, earlier today, there was, I believe, the Universal presentation. So we actually got a teaser, at least, for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which was something I was expecting. The movie has been filming for a while. I think the movie is expected to come out later this year. The first movie itself did really well, considering the fact that it was released concurrently on Peacock. Now it's been verified that this one's going to be exclusively to theaters, so it's not going to repeat what it did with the first movie, but I'm very curious to see what the second movie is going to be about. Of course, for me, I'm not too familiar. Well, let me phrase that. I've never really played the games, but I have watched a lot of gameplays of Five Nights at Freddy's. A lot of it because I used to watch a lot of PewDiePie back in those days. And a lot of other ones like Markiplier. I'm hoping Markiplier will make a cameo this time around. We'll see. But of course, considering the events of what happened in the first movie, especially with Springtrap, which was played by, of course, Matthew Lillard, and yet he's coming back for the sequel, I wonder what's going to happen in the second film. My expectations, at least for the teaser, is that it's not going to reveal a little too much, aside from maybe just a little bit of a tease. Of course, this is a teaser trailer after all. So yeah, I think I've basically patted down all the bases. So without further ado, let me just get down into watching the teaser for Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Welcome back. Are you ready to start the show? Count with me now. 5.
Oh, she's grown.
4. 3.
They're out there, Mike.
Josh is back. Oh, she's back too.
1.
Everywhere.
Oh, they went out.
Showtime!
Was that master? Okay. So that was a teaser trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's. That's, a relatively very short teaser trailer. That is what it is. Teaser trailers, we now have more of those nowadays. But not gonna lie, there's a whole lot that is unveiled in this trailer than I would anticipate for a teaser. So how do I break this down? Okay, so first off, we know that, oh my god, I forgot her name. I know her from You. She played Beck. But the police officer, lady, I can't remember her name, but she survived. So it seems so that she actually did recover from her injuries, because as we remember, she is the daughter of the guy who plays Springtrap, Matthew Lillard's character. And so the fact that she has fully recovered, that's good to see. She looks like she fully has recovered. And it seems so that she's kind of kept a connection with Josh Hutcherson's character, who I believe is named Mike. So we got that. His sister looks older, which is expected. It's been about 2-3 years now. So it seems so that she might still be the target, I guess. I think the big one, of course, is the fact that we are seeing Freddy and his friends are now outside the pizzeria. I did not expect that. That's a really nice way of kind of exploring the world a little bit and trying to deviate, because I think the one thing that was probably key was whether or not it would just go back to the same setting and just stick and then just be reserved to the setting itself, or whether there's going to be a little bit more of exploration. So the fact that Freddy and his friends are able to go out and explore the world, and we're seeing them also kind of walking around in like carnivals and festivals, that's going to be very interesting. Lots of spooky moments, lots of horror. I mean, they were kind of going a little quick on a lot of those things. So again, that makes a lot more sense because this is a teaser tape trailer. Even though the teaser itself doesn't really reveal a lot, because that's typically how teasers work. They don't really reveal too much aside from really kind of giving an idea of the atmosphere and the expectations and just quick visuals of like what to anticipate. I'm still gonna say this teaser trailer does give a whole lot about what is already going to happen, such as the fact that we are seeing Freddy and his friends out, as well as the fact that, you know, the police officer is now recovered and is warning Mike and his sister about Freddy and his friends out again, although it's just a matter of what's causing them to come out and unleash the horror, because as we remember, they were possessed by Springtrap, and that's why they did all those terrible atrocities. And yet we're just gonna have to see how that works out, right? And we know for a fact that Matthew Lillard is coming back, so that means that we're probably going to see Springtrap is gonna come back as well. It's possible that Springtrap has once again gained control over them. Maybe that's why they're doing all those horrors again. Who knows? Or maybe there's something that may have unleashed that allowed them to get out of the pizzeria and actually go out into the world. There's definitely a lot more questions about it. Again, I'm not too familiar with the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, so maybe there is something involved in the lore itself that is probably known, and that probably explains a lot about why this is going to be the direction that they're taking for the sequel. But even that being the case, it does seem interesting. I know the first movie, I didn't really hate it, but I didn't really love it because it definitely felt like more of a generic horror movie. Some really great visuals and some really good animatronics, but aside from that, you can tell how the movie being so reserved to just the one location, like it didn't have the fullest potential. I think a key thing was the fact that it was pretty predictable. Like I was able to kind of smell from a mile away that Matthew Lillard kind of had this, may have been kind of deceitful in a way, if you know what I'm talking about, which is not very unusual because he has quite a history of playing those kinds of characters, if you know what I mean with Scream. Of course, he's going to be in Scream 7, so that's going to be another whole question right there, but that's for another day. That's a whole discussion for another day. But yeah, we do not see Matthew Lillard, of course. We do not see Springtrap, or at least I don't think I saw Springtrap, because again, the visuals are going really fast, so I was only able to pinpoint a few things here and there, but I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. Again, it's very typical to see that the teaser like this doesn't unveil too much. It'll be more so when we get the actual first trailer that we actually get a little bit more of a context of what's happening with the story, giving a little bit of an idea of what's, I don't want to say the catalyst, but what has kind of triggered a lot of things in terms of story. But hopefully it would be an improvement from the first movie. Again, I do have some hopes about it. Again, when it comes to the first movie, I wasn't particularly wowed by it, but who knows, maybe the sequel might change that. And I think what I love about the fact is that this time around, it's not going to just be a streaming. It's not going to be simultaneously be in theaters and streaming. It's actually going to be in theaters. So I hope that, I mean, even with that being the case, the movie still did very, very well, despite the fact that there was that, I won't say stipulation, but there was that constraint that it was being, simultaneously aired on theater and streaming. But hopefully we'll see more of it. I know Five Nights at Freddy's is one of the biggest video game IPs out there, so I would imagine that Universal wants to continue on with that and make it into a really big franchise. It's just a matter of seeing where that direction is going to go, and how far they can go with Mikey's story, and how they can at least try to freshen up the story with Freddy and his friends, right? So I think that's all I have to really say about the teaser. There isn't really a whole lot to kind of break down, just because, again, it's a 45-second teaser. I imagine we're probably going to get a trailer maybe in about a month. Well, if the movie's coming out in December, right? And it's right now April, I would say we probably will get a full trailer maybe within the next month, maybe even two, because I feel like right now if it comes out next month, it'll be too soon. And nowadays trailers come out about 6 months beforehand, so maybe by June we'll get a full trailer, or end of May. But yeah. So that's my thought. Those are my thoughts about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I'm gonna be watching it without a doubt. I would like to see the full trailer, of course, to kind of give a little bit more of a thorough commentary about the film. But now that we've actually gotten at least a first footage, what are your thoughts having now seen the teaser trailer? What are your thoughts about the fact that Freddy and his friends are able to go out into the world? They're actually outside of the pizzeria, or whatever that place was called. What are your thoughts about that? Maybe you know something about the lore that I don't know, like maybe you play the video games. Feel free to explain a little bit in the discussion in the comments. What do you think about the fact that we do see some familiar characters come back? What do you think about Springtrap and Matthew Lillard coming back? Because that is already confirmed. How are they going to try and address that? It's going to be a big question. We do not see them in the trailer, so in the teaser. So what does this mean for him and his character? Are they trying to make it a surprise, or are we going to see a little bit more of a context in the trailer itself? Are you excited to see the movie itself? I mean, what are your thoughts? I want to know your thoughts about having seen the first film. I don't think I've actually put up a review for it because I don't think the channel was up by that point, but maybe you have some thoughts. Maybe you have your own thoughts about what you expect for this film, as well as what are your thoughts about the original movie itself. Let me know if you have any other comments below, and make sure to like